Okay guys, welcome back to another video on the channel today. Today we're back on Assetto Corsa, one of my favourite racing games I think I've ever played in terms of physics, the way it handles, the way it drives. We're back with a setup driving the Audi R8 GT3, the 2016 model, the latest GT3 from the DLC that was a while back. We're driving it around Monza, one of my favourite tracks. I always enjoy driving at Monza. It's not the most difficult track. I just really enjoy the high speed and the fast chicane at the end of the lap. I really enjoy the two Lesmos. It's a track I really just like driving. So I thought I'd go back to that track as I know the times that we need to hit there. It's not the hardest track to learn, so it's a good track to get back used to the game. And obviously I haven't played this game for quite a long time. I think the last setup video I did was quite a few months back, so it was just a bit of a learning curve again. I'm sure we could beat the lap we did here now, but obviously I just wanted to get the setup running smoothly, feeling comfortable, consistent and able to compete really well, and I'm sure that's what I've created here now. Obviously we did the lap within the hot lap setting, so there is no track rubbered in. The track is not rubbered in. The temperatures I think were at 18 or 20 degrees, I can't remember. I think it was 18. So we haven't set the lobby up for the ultimate condition like you will get when you go online and you get people setting the temperatures really low, letting the track rubber in, and you got 20 cars running around the track for an hour before qualifying. Then that's where you get these records for on the RSR website, wherever it is. That's where you get like probably the 1 minute 45, 1 minute 46.1 or 146, etc. I'm sure we could get into 46s if we went online and used this setup, so just bear that in mind when you watch the lap. So we'll let you guys watch the lap in full speed now, and then we'll be back with a proper guide in a second. Okay, as you can see there, it was a reasonably tidy lap, and then what we'll do now is we'll slow it down within the braking zones and the corners, just to give you a few pointers of braking and the points of which you need to look out for references when braking. So going down the start straight, obviously we're going to go flat out now, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pay attention to the distance boards on the left hand side. Once you get to 300 you need to start looking out for the 150, so we go past the 300 first, then it's a 200, so 300 there, 200 approaching now as we go past it, and then we're going to brake just before that 150 there, just short of that 150 is really important. Don't brake past it or you will brake too late. Trail braking all the way into that corner, you can see there, watch the brake indicator as we trail brake into that corner. Then once you get this corner, at the point where you can put the power down, get on the power as early as possible. We were running traction control on the setting 9, which really does help with getting on the power as early as possible. I found when I had it off, you probably could do it faster in terms of getting out the corner, but it wasn't as consistent in doing that, so we ran it onto setting 9. Going into the next braking zone, we're going to brake just under this bridge now as we go through the Kunos bridge there, down into 3rd gear, then into 2nd gear, trail braking again as we go into 2nd gear. You're going to see the trail braking come into effect there, all the way into the apex of the corner, and then really want to get back on the power. See, once we're back on the power there, we're straight on the power, we don't lift on the exit there. Sometimes, you know, if you lift on that exit there, you're going to lose a lot of time into this Lesmo. So braking for this first Lesmo, there's no real reference point, you just got to do it by visual reference. That's how I do it. We actually braked a little bit late and ran a little bit wider into that corner than I would like, maybe losing a 10th, but nothing major. Then we're looking for the 50-yard ball on the left there, braking just on that 50-yard ball, down into 3rd gear, and then power your way really early on the throttle. You can get on the throttle so early coming out of that corner because you've got a lot of track on the left-hand side to work with. And it's really important as you're going to gain a lot of time going down this straight if you do that properly. Then looking for our next braking zone, which is a bridge above our head. We're going to brake pretty much just past that bridge. I brake down into 4th gear, then into 3rd gear, trail braking again as we go into 3rd gear. You see there, letting it come off very slowly, and then on the power very early. You can see there on the power, little lift off the power just to get the car to bite into the apex properly, and then do not lift after this point now, all the way up the straight. Now you can see there we took a little bit of curb. You don't want to take any more than that. If you take too much curb on that left hand apex, you're going to lose so much time as it bounces around and you lose the traction. So looking for our next braking zone, we're going to go past the 200, and as we just go past 100 on the left hand side, we're going to brake down into 3rd gear. You see again trail braking as we go into 3rd gear there. You see trail braking through the corner and trying to get it to bite into that apex. That's how you want to get the best exit. So take it tight at the first part and then get on the power really early and power your way out the corner. We could have probably got on the power fractionally early. As you can see, we didn't use all the track on the left hand side, but we did it reasonably okay, and we go over the line for a 1 minute 47.7, which is not a bad lap. There was probably more in it. I think we could have got it down to 47.3, 47.2, but considering the track is not rubbered in, I think that's an okay lap. So going through to the setup, first thing you need to do is you want to try and get your setup to match the middle bit on the screen there. You can do it on the console, you can see it, it's got a big diagram of the car, so you just try and match up all the stuff on that. With regards to the tyre pressures, make sure you obviously run that front tyre pressure higher than the rest, because you need to keep that tyre that cools down within the pressure range, which is 26. That's why we run that pressure high. No matter what you do with that tyre pressure, you're not going to get the tyre hot, so you need to keep the pressures in the right range on that front right. With regards to the aero, we ran 0-1 obviously to give ourselves the most speed down the straight. We could have run 0, but it probably would have got a little bit inconsistent. I like to always have 1 on the rear wing at Monza just to give me some sort of grip coming on the power zones. Cambers, we ran them quite low. You can see there we ran them reasonably low, so make sure you look at the middle screen there where I'm showing you with the cursor. You want to try and match all these up on the console if you're using the setup on console. It may take a bit of effort to get there, but you can do it. You can see with regards to a lot of the suspension settings, the damper settings, we were pretty much matching the front to the rear. I found it didn't do it so much with Red Bull Ring, but with this track I just found that it really made the car balance to match everything up with the front to the rear on the damper settings. So if I did something at the front, I matched it to the rear, and the car was really well balanced like that. Drivetrain, I actually run it on 20%. 10% just felt like when you got on the power, it would just understeer a bit, as it would just bog down a bit. So 20%, and then the traction control on 9 really feels nice. Braking balance, obviously this is obviously a very hard braking zones on this track, so you want to go further towards the front to really use the power of the brakes. The travel range, we didn't adjust massively there. There was not much changes from the Red Bull setup, but we did make some alterations with regards to the ride height. We needed a little bit more height on the front to handle the curbs at Monza, as they're quite aggressive, and we wanted to be able to take some of them curbs without the risk of flicking the rear out where it just becomes unsettled, etc. So anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed this setup. I hope you like this video. I'm going to be back with more of these setups, hopefully getting at least 2 setups out a week, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Thanks again for watching, and make sure you give this a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this video. I do appreciate everyone who gives it a thumbs up.